Growing up on a farm in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, Clint Frank was taught about hard work and managing money.
Right out behind the house here, we had 3 acres of cucumbers. So one of my jobs was to weed the cucumbers and pick the cucumbers, and that's when I was 8 years of age. And at the end of the summer, my dad said to me, "You made $90 this summer. He's going to give you a $10 bonus." And he had a bank book in his hand. He said, "We're going to put this money in the savings." So when he did that, it just kind of triggered a whole mindset then for the rest of my life.
Along with saving, Clint started tithing.
When I was 14 years of age, I had gotten a job at a shooting range, and on a Tuesday night, I made $10. And the first thing I did was I pulled $1 out and I would bring it to the church on Sunday morning, and that was this whole start of the tithing in my life.
As the years went by, Clint started a career in interior finish carpentry and married his sweetheart, Jody. The couple gave faithfully, and they say the Lord blessed their business.
I started off with 4 guys in the company, and then I really seen the opportunity of being able to give in tithe and being able to give in offerings and give into organizations like the 700 Club, and then seeing God begin to release ideas so that we can put them into action in our career and what we're doing. So I began to get ideas for the business and grow that. So 10 years later, we ended up with about 34 people in the company and grew the business 10 times.
One of those ideas was to start a second company, a $25,000 investment that in just 5 years was bringing in $1 million in sales annually. But 10 years later, the economy crashed and their businesses were hit hard.
In 2010, I had to lay off 60% of the guys in my company, which was a very painful process.
We had to start budgeting. We had like 3 separate envelopes for different things that we would put the monthly amount in each envelope. When I went to the grocery store, I knew I had that much for that week and really tried to stick to that.
Our tithe ended up shrinking so much I was almost embarrassed to write it out. But, you know, I knew that I needed to do, my wife and I both needed to do that, even though the numbers were smaller. I had to really lean in and trust God, realizing that God is my source.
As the Franks continued to tithe, they saw that God was faithful to provide.
Jesus said, if you're faithful in a very little thing, you'll be made ruler over much. I think the little test is money. When we are faithful with handling money, then it says we'll be given greater gifts.
As CBN partners since 2006, the Franks felt that giving to CBN on top of their tithe, even throughout the recession, was important.
God is in the multiplying business. And so when Pat tells the story of going to Virginia Beach with $70 in his pocket and a God idea, you can see the multiplying effect of that around the world now. I mean, the thing that I appreciate about CBN is, an example, Operation Blessing, and knowing that billions of dollars have gone into actually humanitarian aid, helping people, tsunamis, whatever it is.
Clint and Jody say tithing helped them through the tough times.
If we would give the same amount that we gave the last year, I would say to Clint, no, we need to give more.
And then we go, okay, now let's up it to 10% over top of the 10%, and let us keep doing this, and then we'd see God keep growing the business, and then sometimes hitting 25%, you know, in a year, and God, you just keep growing, and God keeps growing everything else around you.